Here we go.
I did not have that.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the City of Hartford Common Council. All proper notices were sent. I ask that you please join me in Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Shanna.
The mayor and all alderpersons are present except Alderperson Wilk, who is absent and excused, and Alderperson Kohler will be appearing via Zoom.
All right, thank you. And the fourth item on the agenda tonight is the filling of the second district alderperson vacancy. First district.
Let's say second. Yeah, those guys worried out there.
There you go.
Oopsie.
Yes, it is.
Anyway.
Yes, it is first district, yeah.
But it does say second.
The procedures.
Mayor Regan and members of the Common Council, the following are the procedures we shall use in filling the first district alderperson vacancy. We have two qualified individuals who are interested in serving as first district alderperson. They are John Endish and Tom Petracek. Each candidate will give a presentation to the Common Council. The presentation will be limited to 3 minutes. The presentation will include the candidate's qualifications and why they are interested in being an alderperson. Each candidate is asked to leave the room while the other candidate is giving their presentation and being interviewed. At the conclusion of the presentations and interviews, both candidates will be invited back into the room for the Common Council discussion and nominations. For nominations, no second is required. Voting can be done by a show of hands or by paper ballot, so we're going to use the paper ballot. If you elect to vote by paper ballot, the ballot must contain the name of the person voting as well as the name of the person voted for, so that the vote of each member can be ascertainable. The name of the person voting, along with the name of the person that individual voted for, will be read out loud. A majority of a quorum is sufficient to elect. Each council member votes for one candidate. Following the completion of balloting, a formal motion is in order to appoint the selected candidate to complete the unexpired term of office. The motion will be motioned by alderperson, seconded by alderperson, appointing as first district alderperson to fill an unexpired term to the third Tuesday in April of 2028. The appointed candidate will then take the oath of office and assume the responsibilities and terms of office.
Thanks, Shanna. Next, we have the presentation of, or by the candidates. I'm assuming we're going to take these in order.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one, in which has 3 minutes to present, is John Endish. And I would ask that Tom Petracek leave. Thank you. And again, John, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is John Endish, and I'm here to request appointment to the City Council, a role which I am uniquely and thoroughly demonstrated community leadership and aware of. As president of the Mill, I've organized events that have become cornerstone experiences of our community. Iced on Main brings thousands of people into downtown over the winter, providing a critical boost to our economy. Oktoberfest this year had people coming from as far away as Virginia. We've hosted movies in the park, Easter egg hunts, Independence Day parade, and downtown block parties. Each one strengthens what makes Hartford special. We do this with a $50,000 budget. That should show my ability to maximize our fiscal responsibility. Through this, I've worked and built strong relationships with the administration, the department heads, and the city employees. I've done my homework. I've watched every single Common Council vote, every single department vote, anything that happens in this room I watch. I read the agendas, including tonight's. I'm ready to start work tonight. Here's what I want you to know. This appointment is an opportunity to select a candidate with dedicated track record of community service and a proven leadership action. I'm not asking you for the opportunity to serve Hartford. I'm already doing that. I want to sit on the board. Thank you.
Thanks, John. And I ask that you leave the room so that Tom can come in. And Tom, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, respected council members. My name is Tom Pekacek, and I live at 669 Yellowstone Drive. I'm seeking the open aldermanic seat in District 1 because I'm committed to bringing value to both the council and our community. In the spring election, I received over 800 votes, a clear demonstration of strong community support. More importantly, that campaign showed my genuine commitment to serving District 1. I personally visited over 1,500 addresses despite challenging winter conditions because I believe in connecting directly with the constituents. I share this to demonstrate my honest willingness to still serve District 1 and Hartford. Although detailed in my resume, I spent 30 years in city government with Milwaukee's DPW, including 15 years as Electrical Services Operations Manager. In that role, I oversaw 8 departments, 8 managers, a staff of 200 plus, and managed a $12 million budget while maintaining the city's electrical infrastructure 24/7. I also collaborated with various departments, private contractors, engineers, elected officials, their staff, and citizens daily. Fiscal responsibility was always my top priority, protecting taxpayers' interest and ensuring honest, transparent dealings with vendors. In short, I successfully led a large municipal department for several years. In those decades, I witnessed both effective and inefficient government honing skills to avoid the latter. Further, I understand large and small business needs, and as an alderperson, I'd be judicious with development proposals, keeping an open mind while ensuring that projects benefit the city without unfairly competing against small businesses. But any proposed project must always consider the impacts on the city infrastructure, associated costs, and our environment. My vision for Hartford is simple: preserve our small town charm while making smart, sustainable decisions through solid management regarding growth, development, and responsible budgeting. And that management also includes strong support for our police and first responders for the vital safety they provide. Currently, I'm vice chair on the board of directors for Prime Financial Credit Union, enhancing my grasp of financial management, which includes annual budgeting, formulating long-range business plans, and guiding the credit union's leadership team. I have a degree in business management and certifications in human resource management, plus I'm a Wisconsin certified master electrician and commercial electrical inspector. On a personal note, my family and I were active at St. Margaret Mary Parish in Milwaukee for 40 years, where I served on the school committee, chaired the parish council, and was treasurer trustee for 6 years. I love living in Hartford. My wife of 43 years and I retired here 5 years ago with our adult daughter, son-in-law, and her family. One of our best decisions ever. We built new friendships, support local businesses, and join fundraisers to help our neighbors in needs. So in conclusion, I am qualified for this aldermanic role with solid leadership skills and deep expertise in municipal government and business management. Plus, I have a profound respect for the transparency and responsibility this seat demands. I would be honored to serve, and I thank you sincerely for the opportunity to be considered.
Thanks, Tom. And if I could just ask a favor of you, if you could let John back in. And just at this point, I'd just like to thank both candidates for stepping forward to vie for this position. So the third part of this is nominations.
I'll nominate John Endish.
We have a nomination for John Endish.
I'll nominate Tom.
And a nomination for Tom. So the next portion of this is the vote.
Put an X, is that?
Go ahead.
If I could just ask one question, just as a point of clarification. And Shannon, I know you said it before, but this position serves through the remainder of the term through 2028.
Yeah,
Is that-
it takes over Aaron Wilkes' term
Right.
in its entirety, yeah.
I had heard that there would be another election in the spring, and I was like, I didn't think that was the case for this role.
Not to replace her, correct.
That's something new, is it not? Or is that how it's always been?
That sounds new to me. Can I get clarification on that, Steve?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What was the question?
So I thought when we have done this before, is that they finish the term before the next election, and then they have to go through an election process. So I recall when I did this, and when Joe did this, I actually filled Joe's position, and then the following spring, when there was an election, I had to, like,
We will verify this tomorrow. I mean, tonight. He's either filling until April or he's filling until the end of the term. Either way.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
you're
if we
right,
get-
though, Jeff. I think you're right.
Yeah, I went up for election after I filled this
yes, I
position.
believe it.
In the past, we've done it that way. You know?
Yeah, and what, do you just put an X by the name?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Steve will collect the ballots.
So Shanna, I'd put mine in the notes,
Pin back.
in the meeting.
Burn the ballots. White smoke.
Yeah.
You don't get to vote, huh? Black smoke. Well, doggone it.
Shanna, did you hear Joe? He said
Yeah,
he put his in the
I was
notes.
gonna talk to Steve. Joe put
Okay.
his in the notes, but do we need to have him say it out loud since he's,
Oh, I can do that too. That's easy.
Now, I will now announce the ballots,
do you want Joe to say his out loud?
and Joe can start with his, what he is voting, and Shannon will
Yeah.
take note.
Sounds good. I'm voting for Tom Petracek.
Tina Savage votes for Tom. I'll just use the first name if that's okay with everybody. Jeff Turchi votes for Tom. Chad Waldvokel votes for Tom. Wayne Rusniak votes for Tom. Dean Curley votes for John. Tony Garza votes for Tom. Justin Webb votes for John. The total vote for Tom is 6. John is 2. Tom will receive the post.
All right, thank you, council, for voting on that. And John, thanks again for stepping ahead and vying for the position. Tom, congratulations. Shanna, will you be doing the appointment then?
Yes.
Tom, if you could step forward.
All right, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Thomas Petracek,
having been elected or appointed to
having been elected or appointed to
the office of First District Alderperson,
the office of First District Alderperson,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but not have yet entered upon the duties thereof,
swear or affirm
swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Wisconsin,
of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties
and will faithfully discharge the duties
of said office
of said office
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Yep.
Congratulations, Tom. Congratulations. Did we save him a seat?
We got two empty.
You have a seat
No
right
name
there?
tag yet.
You have a seat next to Jeff.
We got two empties on this side. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Again, congratulations, Tom, and thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, the next item on tonight's agenda is the unanimous consent agenda.
Move for approval?
We have a motion and a second by Alderperson Savage.
Who was the first, who did the motion?
Wayne.
Motion by Alderperson Rusniak, seconded by Alderperson Savage, approving the following items on the unanimous consent agenda: the Common Council minutes of September 23rd, 2025, and accepting the proposal from Municipal Well and Pump for the rehabilitation of well number 12 for a cost not to exceed $60,324.
All right, you guys have this in front of you. Any further or final discussion or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Sixth item on the agenda.
Grab the microphone. Put it up right up.
Sixth item on the agenda is communications. Shanna?
So I'm just looking for a motion to cancel the second Common Council meeting in December of 2025. This is just something we do every year due to the holidays.
Thank you. So moved by Alderperson Turchi, second by Alderperson Garza.
Motion by Alderperson Turchi, seconded by Alderperson Garza to cancel the second Common Council meeting in December of 2025.
Did she have that correct as far as the motion second?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, council, any final comments or? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Nay. Motion passes. All right. Seventh item on the agenda is appearances or citizen comments.
I think, is there the transient merchant license?
Oh, I'm sorry, just for the Common Council's information, the transient merchant license on item B in communications is not going to be considered tonight as the person could not make it. And again, back to appearances and citizen comments. Anyone wishing to appear? Anyone wishing to appear? Final call, anyone wishing to appear? All right, item 8 on the agenda is the mayor's report. I actually have a few things tonight. The Hartford Historical Society is having a ghost tour of downtown Hartford on Friday, October 31st from 7 to 9 p.m. Tickets are sold that night of the event at Faith and Giggles for $10 cash only. The second thing I have is to announce the death of John Spielman, former city employee. He worked for the city, or he passed away on October 3rd, but he worked for the city for 31 years in many capacities. And when I say he worked for the city, he always had the city's best interests in mind. His memorial service will be on Monday, October 27th at the Basilica at Holy Hill. The family will receive and greet friends at Holy Hill on Monday, October 27th from 12:30 until the time of the service at 2 o'clock. And then family will invite family and friends to join them for a meal at St. Mary of the Hill Parish Center at the bottom of Holy Hill following the funeral service. I would encourage any council members who can attend and represent the city. Next, I have that I attended the Mid-Moraine Legislative Committee meeting on September 10th in Jackson. State Representative Paul Melitik was the featured speaker. He gave us his insight into serving in the state legislature and various legislative updates. And then finally, the Mid-Moraine Municipal Association's dinner meeting was held on September 24th in Grafton, in which 5 of us from Hartford attended. Ben McKay from Sewer PAC was the featured speaker. his insight that he gave to the history and the service of that organization was very informative. So I wanted to point those things out. Next item on the agenda is aldermanic requests. President Rusniak?
Well, first of all, Tom, welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate the confidence from everybody, and those that didn't vote for me, I'll try to change your mind.
Thank you for running. Other than that, hats off to the Chamber of Commerce this weekend for the Downtown Art Show. It was very well received. It was a very good show, and everybody had a great time at the art show. So that's it.
Thanks, Wayne. Alderperson Curley?
Just condolences to the family of John Spielman. I know he'd been a long-time employee of this city in various capacities as city clerk, my economic development coordinator. He was one of the founding members of the Hartford Rescue Squad, as everyone. And he is just condolences to his family.
Thanks, Dean. Alderperson Mollvogel?
Similarly, welcome, Tom, and thank you, John, for stepping forward. And then just another thank you to the city and to the police and Alderperson Dean. We had, between Alderperson Dean, Wayne, and I, we had a concerned citizen with some speeding on Wheelock. And I think Dean reached out first. And when I had followed up with the citizen, they were pleased that that the ball had already started rolling and that action was being taken. I don't know that we've completely resolved the problem, but at least the citizen was happy that she could see action. So thank you.
Thanks, Chad. Alderperson Garza?
I'd just like to welcome Tom to the council.
Thank you.
And John, thanks again for stepping up. Aside from that, that's it.
Good deal. Alderperson Churchy?
Yeah, I guess I have two things. It's always nice to see interest in a vacant seat in District 1, so I thank both candidates and welcome Tom.
Thank you.
Second of all, I have a request of the council. If we could say afterwards, there is a Christmas parade that I want to talk to everyone about. I believe it's in November, like it is every year, so if you guys can hang around for me afterwards, we can talk about it.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks, Jeff. Alderperson Webb?
Welcome, Tom, and thank you, John, for applying. I echo Alderman Turchy's comments. It's great to see people interested and wanting to serve and to sit here and listen to the things that are going on in the city and offer your input and make decisions. So I'm very pleased that anybody is willing to do that, and I hope more people will do it. And that's it.
Thanks, Justin. Joe, Alderperson Kohler?
Oh, we are going in line. I thought it'd be forgotten. No, just welcome aboard, Tom. Keep that seat warm for me if you can, please. Appreciate that. And then, John, I do appreciate everything that you have done for the city and continue to do for the city. I have enjoyed many of those, the outings that you guys have set up. And you are right, it does bring great pride into the city, let alone finances, right? So thank you so much for your service there, and please continue serving. With that, that's really what I have.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Alderperson Savage?
I want to thank the I'm sorry, the community for the Pink Pumpkin Run. That was amazing. It was a really good turnout, and welcome, Tom, and thank you, John.
And Tom, you get another moment here.
Well, again, thank you, everybody, for supporting me. And again, those that didn't, we'll work on that. The campaign was, again, arduous at best. It was a terrible time of the year, but I really enjoyed it. I liked meeting the citizens, and I am excited to continue to serve, and I'm glad I had a second opportunity to do that. So I'm looking forward to being a good addition to the council. So thank you.
Glad to hear it. Again, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, so we skip ahead to item 13 on the agenda, the city administrator's report. We're starting with a discussion and consideration of amendments to the draft of the 2026 City of Hartford Operation and Utility Budget in order to publish. Steve?
Well, first and most important, right now, the Brewers are up 1-0, so. So the budget that was sent to you in your emails last week was our last and final, well, mostly all of our numbers that we get in. For those who remember the budgeting process, again, a lot of it has to do with, again, estimates and things that we forecast from the individual departments. But then the final numbers come in from the state, and some of those numbers don't come in till October or even early November. And so some of the final numbers we will actually not get until literally right before we approve the budget. So tonight, what you're actually doing is you're reviewing the draft in which was presented to you. This is, again, the sheet that's the public notice portion of the budget. On the bottom of the public notice, you'll notice that, pardon the pun, that the mill rate is going down to $4.53. That, again, is a reduction of 3 cents over last year, or down 0.72%. For the individuals who live in Dodge County, that's going down to $3.84, or a 19% reduction in Dodge County. Overall, again, the story is that we were able to get under levy limit, but only by using fund balance. So fund balance being the savings account. I'm sure, Tom, I don't have to explain to you what that's all about. But anyways, so we're using fund balance on a temporary situation just to get us through this coming budget. That being said, again, a total of $862,000 is going to be used to offset the budget for this coming year. $600,000 of that plus is from a fund balance from insurance. That's a risk management budget. And the other $200,000 basically is going to be pulled from the general fund balance. Just to explain to Tom, who's new, Chad is new to the budget season, we have a normal policy by which if there's a one-time expense that comes up in a year, that again is not going to be repeated year after year after year. We will normally pull that from fund balance, or at least budget to pull it from fund balance. Historically, we normally budget somewhere around $100,000 to $300,000 in fund balance usage. So I'm budgeting to pull money from my savings account to balance the budget. And in that situation, though, what comes about by the end of the year is our revenues are a little higher than we had budgeted, our expenses are a little lower, and so most of the times in which we've even budgeted to pull money from savings, we've actually put money back into the savings and built it up. As you remember from our audit discussion back in August, our fund balance, our general fund balance is very healthy at around 66%. 66% means I have enough savings in my savings account to protect us for 66% of the next year's expenditures. So in other words, I could survive for that amount of time without any revenues. Of course, we know we have revenues built in coming in the very first day of January, and that's in the form of property taxes. So again, that being said, this is the budget moving forward. It is the in my discussions with all of you before tonight's meeting, I explained how in the future we're going to need to address three major issues within our finances. And to do that, we're not going to be able to do it without, again, some changes to how we finance things. And so we'll bring that up in the next month, and you'll actually be voting on that issue probably in the month of December prior to January 1st. Any questions on the budget?
Can I ask like a dumb question? I know you said that we're voting on the public notice. Was that supposed to be in the agenda?
It is in your budget, so it's probably the second or third page of your, and it's
Yeah.
also, the updated public notice was emailed to you last week once we got our numbers.
I guess my question is more like, we're approving this, but like, how would somebody reading the agenda know what we were approving?
It wouldn't necessarily be in the agenda. It would be, well, I mean, it would be available in the clerk's department. But what you're doing tonight is you're actually approving it to be published.
Okay.
So then what would happen is by state statutes, we have to have 15 days by which residents can come, take a look at the budget, see it online and things like that. It will be sent to the Daily News tomorrow morning, and then again, they'll be published in the paper with enough prior notice so that, again, they can come at the following meeting, which will be actually in November, at the first meeting in November, in which they will actually have the opportunity to have a public hearing regarding the budget. So you're not approving the budget tonight, you're approving the draft.
Yeah.
Can I get a copy of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, there still might be Aaron's book down here that, you have it upstairs now?
No, I'll
Were you
take,
giving me signals? Are you changing pictures or what's?
yeah. No, I'll take you in the room and see if there's a binder there.
Very good, thank you.
I think they're up by Julie.
It's up by Julie? Okay.
Never
If you
mind.
stop in tomorrow or whatever, we can get you the binder, the same binder.
We'll talk after this, thanks.
Okay.
And Steve, thanks for going over this with each individual council member.
Right.
Like I said, it's a big budget this year, and that extra thing, I think, really helped everyone, so.
Can I make a comment?
Wayne?
Steve, thank you and the department heads for coming up with this budget. To come up with a $4.53 mill rate was amazing, because when I met with you a couple of weeks ago, things were looking kind of gloomy. Didn't look good at all, but
It's still not good. Our deficit budget is still, $600,000, $800,000 in the hole. And again, we need to make adjustments to the future, but we have cut, since the original draft budget was put together by staff, at that time, were $932,000. So we were able to cut $240,000 out of the budget for next year. But again, we've got a long way to go.
sure. But I think taxpayers will be pleased to hear that we've got a pretty decent budget here. $4.53 for a mill rate's pretty doggone attractive.
That is the lowest mill rate we've had in history.
Yes, I can attest to that. Dean can attest to that.
Any other comments? If not, I will entertain a motion. Motion by Alderperson Turchi, second by Alderperson Rusniak.
Motion by Alderperson Turchi, seconded by Alderperson Rusniak, approving the amendments to the draft 2026 City of Hartford operation and utility budget and order to publish.
All right, any final comments or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Second item under the city administrator's report is a discussion and consideration of recommendation to accept a $15,000 donation towards a playground structure for Lakeview Park. Randy?
Yes, Lakeview Park is a small neighborhood park east side of town in the Lakeview Acres subdivision. We have a small playground there that's equipment dating back to 1998. We have a resident of the subdivision who has stepped up and wanted to donate towards a new playground structure in the amount of $15,000. The donor and I have decided on a BCI Burke piece from Lee Recreation for the total of $15,510. Staff supports the donor's recommendation. This piece will vastly improve the playground and the park itself. The city has a long and successful history working with Lee Recreation and its Burke products. The piece suggested is on sale now, so we would utilize operational budget funds from the park budget to cover the $510 overage with the cost of the playground. And then staff would then plan to install this prior to the 2026 park season. So with that, staff recommends accepting the donation and the donor's choice of the Lee Recreation SY3496 playground model.
Great, thanks, Randy. Any comment or discussion by council? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I move.
So moved by Alderperson Waldvogel, second by Alderperson Garza.
Motion by Alderperson Waldvogel, seconded by Alderperson Garza, approving the recommendation to accept a $15,000 donation towards a playground structure for Lakeview Park.
All right, any final discussion or comments regarding this?
Just one quick question. So we're doing the installation on this then?
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Anything else? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion passes. And the final item under the city administrator's report, the discussion and consideration of recommending approval of A&N Contracting of Hartford to renovate the City Hall Council chambers for $46,821 plus cost to repair walls will be done on a time and material basis up to an additional $8,179 for a total of $55,000. Randy?
So this is a 2023 capital improvement program project. Included funding to renovate not only this room, but the lower level hall as well. The renovation would be for the wall coverings, replacing the carpet, and paint as well. Due to time constraints, we weren't able to complete the project in '23. My time went to other complications we had in '24. So staff did not move this project forward at that time. The scope of the project, again, is to replace outdated finishes and improve the overall appearance of this room, matching it with the backdrop behind you, the blue wall and the sign. So we'll tie in the new look to that wall. Work will include removing wall coverings, paint walls, the ceiling beams, refinish the molding on the walls, and then remove and install new flooring. The $40,000 was originally budgeted in 2023 to renovate both areas, as I previously said. With the quotes coming in higher, obviously we've narrowed down that scope of work to this room only. Utilizing leftover 2024 CIP funds to cover up to $55,000 as needed to complete the project. Staff is recommending approval of A&N Contracting of Hartford to renovate the council chambers for a total of $46,821 plus cost to repair of walls to be done on a time and material basis for the additional $8,179 for a total of $55,000.
All right, thanks, Randy. All right, any discussion or comments by council? Alderperson Curley?
This city has not completed its budgeting for the year. This room has served the council, many councils, for the past 40 years. There may be a little work that needs to be done on that wallpaper over there and a little glue on that wallpaper hanging over that door up there. But you can have the carpet steam cleaned in spring. We do not need to spend $55,000 on this room. So I'm going to move to table any discussion of renovation of this room until all other work is done on the budget. We're asking employees to make concessions in their jobs, and I just can't see us spending $55,000 on remodeling.
So is that an official motion?
That's an official motion to table.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Alderperson Turchi.
Motion by Alderperson Curley, seconded by Alderperson Turchi, to table the approval of A&N Contracting of Hartford, Wisconsin to renovate the City Hall Council chambers for $46,821 plus cost to repair walls will be done on a time and material basis up to an additional $8,179 for a total of $55,000.
Steve?
Can I make just one comment of correction? This is not a part of the 2026 budget. This is a part of the 2023 budget. It just hasn't been done yet. So just, I mean, the money was borrowed, and under law, you're supposed to spend money borrowed within a 2-year period of time. We're already into that second year right now. So that being said, I'm not, if the decision of the council is to not do the project, that's different. But it's not because it's the current budget season, because this is a part of a prior budget, not the current budget.
So how does that work from like an accounting perspective? Like, Like, can you move that in to offset costs in 2026, or does the money just disappear, like, and we don't get to use it? Like,
Do you want my legal opinion, or do you want my?
I want both of your opinion.
So by law, if you borrow funds, you have to spend them within 2 years of the time in which you borrowed those funds. If it was originally a 2023 project, that means you borrowed it in 2022, because we only borrow on even years. So in reality, it should have been spent by 2024. The fact that, again, we're getting into it now, that's its own situation. The money that's, again, left over will be rolled into 2026 budget for capital borrowing. So in other words, if you already approved, which you have, 5.5, I'm just making that number up, 5.5 million in borrowing, you'd reduce that by this money that has been left aside from the 2022 or 2024 borrowing.
Yes. Go ahead, Jeff.
Won't change my mind.
Steve, just a clarification. If we do table this, does it automatically go to the next meeting, or do we have to specify when we table it to?
In a situation in which you're tabling it, Alderperson Curley had mentioned the fact that he wanted until after the budget had been passed. That will happen in the first meeting in November.
Will all considerations for the items that we talked about for health insurance for the city employees, will all of that be taken up prior to the budget vote?
At your November meeting, it will be brought up.
Okay.
I tend to agree with what Alderperson Curley brought up. However, again, this is already budgeted. We have money for it. I guess the question on whether or not it needs to be done, especially at that expense, still remains an issue. However, we have been known and continue to do things well here. And I think the projects we do well, and unfortunately, that usually costs some money. I wasn't crazy about this number, but like I said, it was presented and passed up to this point where we have the funds available to do it. So I guess I would be in favor of doing it and getting it done, because I like to get things done. That's my 2 cents, but you have a motion on the table. Any further comment before we vote on the tabling? Tony?
Yeah, how long is this quote good for? I mean, is it good till
Generally,
November?
it's a 30-day, but I've had it where, hey, I let the contractor know, this is council's decision, they postponed it, and usually they'll carry it forward.
Anything else?
I just want to know, how long are we going to table this for if we decide to approve that motion? Would it come up?
Next meeting.
It would be at the next meeting.
No, your next meeting is the second meeting in October. That would be your first meeting in November when the budget actually gets approved.
So it was tabled till after the budget was taken
Okay.
care of.
Approximately 30 days. Right.
I'm not sure.
That's the way I understood it as well.
The new motion, right there. The new motion must be made before the end of the next regular meeting to bring it back.
But your motion includes bringing it back after the budget, because
Yeah.
that was what
Right.
you had said.
All right.
So that's already determined.
Okay.
All right, any further discussion? All right, this is on the tabling, so this is the motion that was brought forward. So all those in favor of tabling the Common Council remodeling project, signify by saying aye.
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 And all those opposed, signify by saying nay. Then tabling passes. All right, the last item on the agenda is adjournment. I would entertain a motion for adjournment. Motion by Alderperson Savage, Second by Alderperson Garza.
Motion by Alderperson Savage, seconded by Alderperson Garza to adjourn at 7:44 PM.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We are adjourned.
You look around, it looks pretty good, you know? There isn't